Okay, part 2. I managed to get it back. Hopefully I can finish this video without messing up again. Anyways, I think I was on number 12 here, so we're going to do what's in the parentheses first. It's going to be 5/9, and we're subtracting, looks like 1/6. So what's the common denominator we're going to use? Well, 9 won't work. How about 9 plus 9? That'd be 18. So 18 would work because 9 goes into 18, and so does 6. 6 goes into 18 3 times. 1 times 3 is 3. 9 goes into 18 twice. And 2 times 5 is 10. So we're subtracting 3 from 10, which is going to be 7/18. And then it looks like we're adding 1/3 to that. And so what's the common denominator? Well, it would be 18, because 3 does go into 18. It goes in 6 times. And 1 times 6 is 6. And that would be 7/8. Now we subtract. And that's 1/18. So the answer to number, what am I doing here? Number 12 is 1/18. Okay. 13, 14, 15, and 16. It asks what fraction is shaded. Well, how many parts are there? Looking at number 13, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 parts. 4 are shaded. So it's going to be 4/6. And that can be reduced down to 2/3. Number 14, how many parts are there? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So whatever it is, it's going to be something over 12. Well, how many are shaded? Looks like 8 are shaded. 8/12. And that can be reduced down to 2 goes into 8 4 times. 2 goes into 12 6 times. And that can still be reduced further. 2 goes into 4 twice. And 2 goes into 6 3 times. So that's also 2/3. So that was number 14. Look at number 15. How many parts are there? Looks like there's 14. So it's going to be something over 14. How many are shaded? 10 of them. And that can be reduced to 2 goes into 10 5 times. 2 goes into 14 7 times. 5/7. Number 16, again, how many parts are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's going to be something over 8. How many are shaded? Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 eighths are shaded. That can be reduced. How many times does 2 go into 6? 3 times. How many times does 2 go into 8? 4 times. All right. And then 17, we're just adding 3 fractions here, and 2/5 and 9/10. Going to add those up. What's a common denominator we could use? Well, it just happens to be 10. So that stays the same, 9/10. 5 goes into 10 twice. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 goes into 10 5 times, and 1 times 5 is 5. Now we just add up the numerators, since the common denominator is 10 for all of them. So 5 plus 4 is 9. 9 plus 9 is 18. So that's 18/10. That's an improper fraction. Remember, the numerator is larger than the denominator, so that's called an improper fraction. 10 goes into 18 once. 8 left over, 8/10. That can be reduced. How many times does 2 go into 8? 4 times. How many times does 2 go into 10? 5 times. All right, so there's your answer to that was number 17. Number 18, what have we got there? We've got, let me see here, 2 and 1/3, and we're adding 5 and 3/8. What's the common denominator? It's going to be, it's not 8. And 8 and 8 is 16. 3 doesn't go into 16, but it does go into 24. 8 goes into 24 3 times. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 goes into 24 8 times. 1 times 8 is 8. We're adding them up. What's 9 and 8? That's going to be 17 over 24. 5 plus 2 is 7. 7 and 17 24ths. 7 and 17 24ths. I should have written down the other one. I already forgot what it was. So that was number 18. Number 19, 5 and 1/3. And we're subtracting 2 and 11 twelfths. What's the common denominator? It's going to be 12. That stays the same. 3 goes into 12 4 times, and 1 times 4 is 4. Now, we can't subtract 11 from 4. That doesn't work. So we have to borrow. So the 5 becomes a 4. We borrow 1. And so whatever the denominator is, we add that to the top, because 12 over 12 would be equivalent to 1. So this becomes now 16 over 12, and we're subtracting 11 over 12. So 11 from 16, that's going to be 5 left over twelfths. 2 from 4 is 2. So number 19 is 2 and 5 twelfths, and the 5 twelfths that cannot be reduced. And finally, the last one, number 20, it's 10 and 1/8, and we're subtracting 2 and 3/4. So we need a common denominator. Well, it should be pretty obvious that it's 8, so that's going to stay 1/8. 4 goes into 8 twice, and 2 times 3 is 6. Now, can we subtract 6 from 1? Well, no, we have to borrow, so the 10 becomes a 9. And what are we borrowing? We're borrowing 1, and since the common denominator is 8, so essentially we're borrowing, you look at it like we're borrowing 8 over 8. So the common denominator, the bottom part, stays the same. We don't worry about that. That doesn't change. But the numerator, we add that to the top. And so that's going to be 9 over 8. And we're subtracting 6 over 8. And 6 from 9 is 3/8. And then 2 from 9 is 7. So the answer to number 20 is 7 and 3/8. Okay. You have all the answers. And so at the top of your page here, let's just say 1 point each. So it was 20 possible. So put your score over 20. How many you got right? And that's it.